Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our first Q&A session. I am here with Melanie, the owner of MelonHead Photos, and she agreed to take a moment out of her busy day so we can go ahead and answer some questions. So let's get into it. So how did you and your husband, Nick, how did you guys start in the photography field?
Well, we each started separately from each other because, 20 years ago we didn't know each other. But before that, in high school, I was in a journalism class, and one of the assignments were to take some photos and stuff. And my mom had taught photography, so I took her old camera on a trip, family vacation to Big Bend. And so I took photos all around there, brought them back for the assignment. Turns out I did really well at it. And so then I got on to being newspaper staff throughout high school. Everybody was like, "Oh, you're going to go on to be National Geographic." And I was like, no. I'm going to A&M. I'm going to be a civil engineering major. So,
wow, civil engineer.
Yeah. So then after a year of that, I was like, I'm going to change majors. And I switched to photography with a minor in business management and went to Sam Houston. So that's where I ended up graduating. So that's kind of how I got into it. I started the business, almost 20 years ago while still a student at Sam Houston. Nick, on the other hand, he had some hobbies, taking pictures of like flowers and whatnot. He works for some other studios like in College Station, and then he moved to Canada and he was working on his degree up there. He was valedictorian. And then from there, he moved back here, worked for another photographer. And one of my packages actually got sent to the studio he was working at and on accident. And that's how we met. And
oh, they were just meant to be.
So that's kind of our second date. Actually, was he shot a wedding with me.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
Which, by the way, Nick, he was currently unavailable to join us. He is out in the field doing a photo shoot, so we'll be answering his questions.
Since I'm his wife, I'm entitled to do that. So.
Yes. So besides photography, what are you and Nick's hobbies? What do you guys like to do together, separate? Outside of work?
Well, we both love movies.
Mm-hmm.
We both love going and watching movies, not just for the relaxation of it, but you're always like inspired of like how they filmed it and how they lit it and how they set the scene. Your brain never shuts off. You're always getting inspired somehow. Right. So that's like one of our big hobbies that we really enjoy doing. Nick, on the other hand, he's a gym rat. So pretty much every night you can probably catch him at the gym lifting something heavy. Me, myself, I love shopping.
Who doesn't like shopping?
Little retail therapy there. So that's one of my hobbies. But I also need to get more hobbies because apparently I work too much.
So I have another question for you. Okay. How would you describe your photography style?
Our style, of course, Nick's and my style are very similar. That's one of the things that made it actually work well. But our style is kind of like really clean and traditional, but yet still has like a modern flair to it. Mm-hmm. It's something where, 5-10 years from now, people aren't going to look back and be like, oh, you took that in the 20s. So
yeah,
I want something that's not like trendy for the time,
No, I get that. Yeah. Okay, so now moving on to camera equipment. I'm just curious on what's your favorite camera lens to use and why? Okay. And I know that is a little, that's a big question, but we'd like to know.
Okay. Because, it's all about the camera gear. Yeah.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, because the camera takes the photo. Okay, anyways. So Nick and I we shoot Nikon. That's one other reason why I was match made in heaven. We both had the same gear. So it wasn't like he shot Canon and I shot Nikon. I would never have worked.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
So, right now, we're shooting on a Nikon Z9. Our backup is our old Nikon D5. We also have some D800s, D750s, lots of camera bodies. Lens-wise, we usually typically go for like a longer lens, something more telephoto because the compression's better on the images. Mm-hmm. So my favorite, personally, I love a 70-200. I think Nick's favorite right now is a 105 because it's I think it's a f1.4. The 70-200 is a 2.8, which means it blurs the background more.
Right.
So I think those are kind of like our go-to lenses for most portraits. Mm-hmm. But of course, we carry a little bit of everything. We have 24-70, of course, for like events and stuff. Mm-hmm. 14 to 24 for architecture. We have a plethora of lenses.
Right.
So, of course, backup gear and all the things.
Which they do have a lot of variety on what they can use, and they're really good at what they do. So how do you approach lighting, and why is lighting so important when it comes to photography?
You know, it's like I said, it's not just the camera, it's the lighting.
Right.
So
it's all about the lighting.
So like even with our phones and stuff, we can take really good photos just because we know all the little things that go into it. We both, are formally trained in photography, studied lighting, and we can know like how, depending on where the light, if we can like straighten a nose or like make it like a straight nose, make it look straight, make somebody look skinnier, make them look fatter just because of lighting. And like depending on what modifier we use, we have so many modifiers. It's sad. It's a little bit of a collection.
So if you guys want to look skinnier, they're the people to go to.
Yeah. It's all about the light. We have softer modifiers. We have more contrasty modifiers. We have reflectors. We have little soft boxes, big soft boxes, strip boxes. We have, of course, our battery operated lights that we love, our Godox from MoLight. And then we also have all our older plug-in lights, the big photogenic lights and stuff.
I've seen it all, and it's great.
Yeah, I think we probably have at least a dozen of those lights, so we could light up the moon pretty much. But as far as like the lighting goes, being formally trained, it's like we know. Like we walk into a situation and we're like, okay, if we need to quit this reflection, we need to do a softer light. If we want to show off the reflection, we need to do this light. Or like, also we keep in mind, depending on your skin tone, what type of light's going to look best. For example, lighter skin tone, or Caucasian skin is going to be the shadows are what really shows. Versus somebody darker skin, more like an African American skin, it's going to be all about the highlights and how you manage those in the shoot. So
that's good to know.
Yep.
So I do have a few questions in regards of headshots, because I know you guys do get that quite often when it comes to businesses. And by the way, if you guys need a headshot, go ahead and give us a call. Anyway, so what do people expect when it comes to coming to a headshot appointment?
Okay, so our headshot appointments, we do tons of those every week. Of course, everybody, they have different needs for their headshots. Sometimes somebody just needs something simple to go on their email signature or their LinkedIn because they're trying to get a new job. Other times we have people that are like trying to get this whole like branding thing where they need a shot of them smiling and a shot of them being serious and then like a shot of them pointing at stuff. Like everybody has different needs for headshots. And so we try to listen to our clients and figure out what their exact needs are. Also, if we need to match a background or something, we can read a photo and say, okay, we can match this gray, make it the same tone. We can match the lighting. We can read the photo and match the lighting. But then when they come in for the headshot, we have the dressing room, so we can go through their outfits with them. If you're doing a branding session, of course, you come in for a consultation ahead of time so we can discuss your needs and make sure that, all the T's are crossed and the I's are dotted and everything are ready to go and exactly what you need. And we also ask, like, where are you going to be using these? So do you need something horizontal? Do you need something vertical? Do you need something super skinny? Are you going to cut this out? Is it going to your left side of your business card, your right side of your business card? What are your brand colors? We had a client the other day. She was coming and just doing some stuff for her article, and I suggested, hey, why don't you wear purple because that's your brand color? And she's like, oh, I kind of wear black. And I was like, hey, why don't you put a pop of purple underneath the jacket, underneath the black, so it pulled in with her new branding colors. It worked really, really well. It's something she probably would have never thought of.
So you got to listen to the photographers because they do know what they're talking about. They are the ones taking the photos, so just listen to them. Even though in that moment you may be like, I wonder why they're telling me that. Just believe them. Trust me. They're behind the scenes.
So, of course, like not always just studying lighting and whatnot, but we've also studied like body language and how, depending on what your job title is, like, are you a marketer? Like, are you a real estate agent trying to look super friendly? Or are you like a money manager or like an engineer and you want people to like take you seriously and think like you know what you're doing and stuff, and kind of just how you're going to like cross an R's versus open and versus leaning versus like all the little body movements.
It's all about your confidence in a photo.
Yeah, and even if you're not confident, we can make you like seem confident because we take different angles. And Nick, he's a dork. If you need a smile, he will tell all the jokes.
Oh, he is such a clown. He can make you laugh even on a bad day. he can make you laugh.
Yeah. And we shoot so many because it's not film anymore. It's digital.
Right.
So if we need to take, 100 photos to get the one headshot, we're there for you.
Mm-hmm.
And we proof directly to the iPad.
Right.
So that way, after we do like both directions, different expressions, we can show you like right then what they're going to look like. So you're not, going home and then getting your photos going, oh, I wish I would have worn a different shirt, or, oh, I should have like fixed my collar or something.
Which they can do. They can edit all that.
But if we notice it right then and there, like, why not fix it and like shoot some more?
Right. Understandable.
But that's also what's really good about having two of us, and even you on site too. Sometimes is how you have more sets of eyes, four eyes, 6 eyes, like on you, looking for all the little things, like is your clasp okay, all the things.
Right. We'll make you look good.
and if we don't, then there's always Photoshop. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, so this is one of the most important questions someone actually did ask on Facebook. However,
so people actually do like watch these. Cool.
Yes. What photo shoots stuck out to you and your husband Nick, and why?
It's hard to say. I know, like, I've had, of course, like the shoot where I first got my first merit for my master's degree. Like, that's a big deal.
Right.
There's shoots that, like, maybe the first time we tried something, like we did a powder shoot with flour, and that was really fun. I made a huge mess. Of course, I'm going to remember that. We're probably not going to do that in the new space because it was a lot. And then we have stuff where, like, just the clients are amazing and they become friends. So, of course, that's going to stick out with us. Or stuff where we had to, like, work really hard or really challenging to make everything work. Because sometimes, like, we shot some golf clubs and trying to make sure, like, they weren't reflective and that they were, like, portrayed. Like, I got to even go to Hobby Lobby and, like, find little, like, backdrops and stuff. Like, not like a backdrop, but, like, the little backdrops to put in the stuff. So that was fun, to go shopping for the props and all that. I love when I get, like, full control of stuff. And, like, some of our clients, they even ask for, like, clothing help, and I'm down for shopping. Like, oh yeah, like, if you want to go to the store,
let's do it. Let's go shopping together.
So, those are fun. We had a shoot where we went to the airport and we shot a model with, like, a big flowing dress, and that was, that was fun. Of course, our parachute dress. You haven't seen us work with it yet, but we made an old parachute from, it's like a medical pink parachute, it's bright pink, and we made it into a dress, and, like, we flow it and everything. Of course, Nick's over taking the picture, and I'm, like, trying to, like, flow it, and I get an ants. So, that's memorable.
So, they may be photographers, but they can be your stylist if they need to, and if you guys want to know behind the scenes, they do have clothes in the back, and they do have a rack full of things.
And of course, Abby, she's out of the camera view right now, but she, our head of security, Abby, she is, checking the door, making sure nobody is getting past her. So.
Okay, Melanie, let's talk about consultations. Okay. So what should your clients expect when they arrive at their consultation appointment?
Okay, so, don't be scared of consultations. Most of the time, people book their consultations before they've even scheduled a session with us, before they've even put any, like, skin in the game. They haven't paid any money because, one, I want to make sure that we're a good fit. So whether it's a consultation for a session, for a senior session, a consultation for a branding session, for a wedding, we want to talk and see, like, what your needs are and see, like, if it's something that we can handle, which, newsflash, most of the time it's something we can totally handle.
Right.
We always have that plan A, B, and C already in our mind. But what I love about consultations is, especially with seniors, like, we just started implementing the senior consultation here this past year.
Those are really fun, by the way.
And it's because it's easy to tell a senior, like, okay, bring 5 of your favorite outfits, and we're going to go put you against this background and cross your arms, sit here, do that, make you just look pretty. Right. That's super simple. But the consultations, we get to find out, like, what your hobbies are. And sometimes you have to brainstorm because, of course, you have the easy hobbies, or not hobbies, but, like, sports. Like, if you're a football player, you're going to hold the football and squish it down. But what if you aren't in, like, a sport or something major like that, like a guitar or whatever? Like, we had one senior that she loved to sew. And so we took a picture of her, and we talked about her bringing in her mannequin and, like, different props and put it together. We had another senior who loved to weld. So we set up a little welding set out back with and it had like the sparks flying.
Talk about creativity. That's amazing.
That's why senior sessions are so fun, is
Yeah.
because we get to learn about the senior and like figure out how they tick and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And we get all these ideas, and maybe they didn't think like, oh, I should bring this, that, or the other to their session. And then we're like, yes, bring everything, bring all the things, like unload your closet, bring all the tools, bring all the stuff, and we can use it for a session.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to think of some of the other fun stuff we've done for sessions, why consultations are good.
Mm-hmm.
We had one senior who, she was in the Bone of the Month Club. And so she got every month. She got
what of the month?
The Bone of the Month Club.
Yeah,
who knew? And so every month she would get a different bone. So once she graduated high school, she was going to go on and do some type of science thing in college. And so we set up a mad scientist set and got her parents to bring like dry ice, and like we got beakers and stuff.
That is so cool.
And had a shot with like all the smoke and the lights and like all the things.
Mm-hmm.
And if we had done a consultation, we would have never thought to bring all those things and do the stuff. And also, what's good, like a consultation for a wedding. Let's say, you don't know what your needs are. You don't know, like, should I get a 6-hour package? Should I get an 8-hour package? What's the difference between the albums?
Mm-hmm.
What are y'all like? Are y'all stuffy? Are you fun? Are you knowledgeable? Come meet us, talk to us. Let's see what your needs are, and we can help advise you on stuff. I know one bride came in, and she booked this gorgeous venue, didn't want to do a first look, and her ceremony was like right at sunset. And I asked her, I said, do you want to capture your beautiful venue? And she's like, well, of course, I paid all this money for this. And I said, well, maybe you should do either one a first look. She's like, no, I don't want to do that. I was like, okay. And of course, I informed her like all the reasons why you should do a first look, but I respected her decision. Right. And so I said, well, if we're going to do that, we need to move the ceremony up so that we have pretty lighting for all the couples portraits and stuff. Because yes, the ceremony is important, but you also want to have time to get all the other portraits and stuff. So,
and again, the photographers, Nick and Melanie, they know what they're doing. So again, like I said before, if you have any concerns, any confusion, just don't ask questions. Or just be like, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. And at the end of the day, your photos are going to come out amazing. I've seen some of the work, and for my 22nd birthday, coming up in June, actually, I want them to do a photo shoot for me. And I am very comfortable and confident with them because, again, they know what they're doing. And I love their work and their style.
And plus, we're not afraid to tell somebody, like, that's probably not going to work.
Yeah.
Like,
or you don't look good. No, I'm just kidding.
That's one thing with, like, in weddings, like, we'll get you, like, set up in, like, the perfect light and whatnot, and then let the moment happen.
Talk about confident boosters. They're the people to go to.
But if you don't look good, I'm be like, oh, rewind back. Let me fix this. Like, get your flyaways put back away.
There's nothing wrong with my hair, right? Just kidding.
Not yours, but, sometimes at a wedding, it's like, all the things happening.
Yeah.
So, and other consultations, families, like, how's your home decorated? Where are you wanting to do with this portrait? Do you want it in an album? Do you want it on your wall? Tell me about your family. Does your husband not want to be here for the photos? What do they need to be involved in the session?
Right.
Also, like, if you have a child that has special needs, we need to know that ahead of time. Like, do they not want to be touched? Do they not want to be approached? Is it better to talk to mom? Is it better to approach them? Like, I want to know, like, how your family ticks so we know how to deal with them during the session. I will say one of the things that's our worst, like, drawback on stuff is Nick and I are horrible with names. Horrible. So a lot of times
they don't even remember my name.
Yeah,
they don't even.
What's your name, Jessica? So, that's why we're calling people like mom, dad. And once we have like their photos in the computer and it's under a file name and we have to like reference it a lot of time and we see the photo, reference it, edit, see the name, then it's like it clicks. But like during the session, I'm like.
But in the moment.
Yeah, that's a lot of things. We're worried about all the other things.
Yeah. Okay, so I noticed that you have a couple awards, which she has more awards in the back. But if y'all want to know how Nick and Melanie both received them, we would love to know. So tell us how you received those awards over there.
I bought them on Amazon.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So maybe I can go and buy them on Amazon. Yeah, make it seem like I'm like successful or something, right?
No, just kidding. So these ones right here that are on the table, they're all from Texas Professional Photographers Association. These are just a few of them. So Nick and I, we will enter competitions with other professional photographers, whether it through our local organization, like Professional Photographers Guild of Houston, our older one, Brazos Valley Photographers Guild, or our state guild, Texas Professional Photographers Association, or our national,
That's
organization.
awesome. That's really impressive.
There's all the things. So you're not only just competing against yourself all the time, you're
Mm-hmm.
competing against a criteria, you're competing against other photographers,
Mm-hmm.
all the things. So this one, we multiple times, we actually, when we win this one, we usually get 2 because I'm the master photographer. Nick doesn't have his master's. So it's the best multi-maker album in Texas for weddings. So I get the master award and then he gets the non-master award. So we get 2 of those. This one, I was so excited about this one. So it's bigger than the other ones because it was like the category, like the top wedding entry award. Like it's a shot that Nick did. Of course, I like inspired him, and it was like, maybe I should do this or that. But he actually pushed the button and edited it and did all the things, and so he won like the best wedding image in Texas.
Maybe you can show them. So we are coming to closing to our Q&A, and I really hope that we answered all the questions that you guys were wanting to know. And again, if you guys would like to know more questions, we'll go ahead and do another Q&A. Hopefully next time when Nick isn't available, he can go ahead and join us. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your Friday. Happy weekend. And again, if you guys need any consultations, feel free to reach out, and maybe you can provide the office phone number.
Yes, 713-446-4991. We serve all of the North Houston area, but of course we do travel as well. So if you're getting married in Hawaii, reach out. Just saying. You want to go to Hawaii?
Who wouldn't want to go? Oh, yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go.
Who wouldn't want to go?
I got my passport. Let's go. So.
All right, well, you guys have a good rest of your Friday, and have a great Valentine's week and month.